Whoever is ready can begin.
Oh, I've been ready for the last 47 years. Hello, Council Member Sanchez. I would like to ask you if I can go over a minute over the 2-minute time.
Everyone
1 minute
must
and
be treated the
37
same.
seconds.
Yes.
Thank you. My name is Tio Chino, and I live at 640 Riverside Drive, a building that has been in the TPT program since 2003. I am being evicted and received a 19-day letter to vacate from the premises 30 days ago by the sponsor, UHAB. I am currently running for Congress in the Congressional District 13. I am running against Congressman Adriano Espaillat because he has failed to call for a GAO investigation into third-party transfer sponsor and their use of Section 8 voucher in Title 11 HDFC to pay for the participation loan program. My socialist grandfather is one of the co-founders of the Congress of Racial Equality and came up with the name CORE. I am part of the civil right legacy. My grandfather was Japanese and earned a few Purple Star, a Bronze Star, a Silver Star. He is interred at Arlington Cemetery. I am also a Gold Star legacy. My mother moved from the Dominican Republic as a child into 640 Riverside Drive. After the death of her stepfather, another World War II veteran, her family ended up in dire circumstance and survived thanks to welfare programs such as what you refer today as SNAP. In college, I was told that upward mobility was achieved through the acquisition of capital, and that real estate acquisition was a very important component. When I returned to New York City in 2001, I ended up on the board of my tenant association, and we were supposed to go into the TEAL program in 1997. But that was changed to the TPT program. We were told by our sponsor, UHAB, who was given our property for $10 with the idea that he would take care of our building, that we would not resell it at market price, and that the rent would be commensurate with the expense of repaying the loan. Where did $100 million go in 2025? On July 15, 2021, the For Freedom Democratic Club, to give more transparency, adopted a resolution expanding Councilman Maloney's bill and mother, not Virginia Maloney, the other Virginia, Carolyn Maloney, and Ben Carlos' expansion to include greater transparency in the participation loan program through the passport system. Your bill does not include any tool for stakeholder to act as verification agent. We are told we must learn how to FOIL, and when we filed FOIL requests, we were told the data was proprietary. So we could not see architect drawing, number, bank account, anything, only in lawsuit when they appear later. Those who are still poor to receive Section 8 and their rent remain the same because the complex financial system of robbing Peter to pay Paul is not overseen by any committee at City Council. Your bill does not include greater oversight by the Department of Investigation when a sponsor acquires a property.
I have to ask you, I understand you have concerns about the program. Can you conclude your thoughts for us?
I have 1.5 pages, and I've been waiting 40 years for this day. So I'm asking the council to give me the chance to take 2 minutes for 40 million.
I have to say it. I have to say it.
Okay, sorry.
Just
Then,
procedurally,
okay,
so I have to say it. You may continue.
Thank you. Those who are still poor receive Section 8 today, and their rent remains the same because of the complex financial system of robbing Peter to pay Paul, which is not overseen by any city council committee. Your bill does not include greater oversight by the Department of Investigation to who HPD is supposed to oversee. As I said earlier, I am running for Congress to expose all the HDFC corruption organized by sponsors like mine, UHAB, Settlement Housing, or general contractor like MDG Design, who the FBI has investigated for wave theft and whom HPD has cleared to handle Nightshade Trust today, or Wavecraft Management, which managed to place UHAB on the worst landlord list. When that happened, public advocate Letitia James changed the algorithm so this property would no longer appear on the worst landlord. And public advocate William has not done anything to the algorithm except strengthen the change so their appearance is guaranteed never to appear. Today, I do not qualify for Section 8. So my rent, instead of being raised to the agreed amount today that we agree in 2007, my rent is going from the agreed amount of $1,400 is now $2,060. That money is being taken from my retirement, from the retirement of my mother, who held low-income job all her life. I supplement her $400 monthly Social Security. So now I have to make plan based on not based on the $1,400, but $2,060 a month. So the owner can retire with the owner of the sponsor can retire in a penthouse he converted into an HDFC in Tribeca. Your bill does not include anything about making things right for tenants like me who are in the process of climbing the social ladder. A week ago, a family that was like mine just moved out of our building from being there since 1990 because they could not afford the new rent established by the landlord and the sponsor, and who were making way too much money for Section 8. Another tenant who was not a legal resident, but who was what Donald Trump would consider an illegal, could not qualify for the Section 8 they were promised, but they had a lease because they lived there since 1970. At the time, you didn't need to show paper to get a lease. So I'm not here to come to testify just to testify. As you know, I've been active in uptown politics, and this is a chance for me to ask historical questions about every failure in the TPT program, which I was part since my family was part since 1970. If you don't have any question, I'd say that not directly to you, but to the whole council of New York City as a whole, it is a proof that this city does not care about the upward mobility for poor people into the lower middle class, and it simply hope that residents like us disappear quietly from the social contract that is New York City. Thank you very much for your time, and if you have any question.
Thank you. I hear a common thread between your testimony and actually that of our Bronx, formerly Northwest Bronx, which is about accountability for the so-called qualified third party on the part of Northwest Bronx, and for you, accountability in the permanent owner. And I don't think there is anything in statute. Maybe it lives in HPD rules, I don't know. But I think that is certainly a worthwhile place for us to look into. And if you have specific recommendations on what kind of oversight questions need to be asked and answered by HPD over time in the long term, that is welcome, so we can consider putting it in.
We have given in the record, in the 2019 record, you will find the testimony and the recommendation from about 50 different buildings throughout the city of New York who has come up with recommendation, and nothing was put in we didn't see any of that in the bill. And of course, the answer is always, we are a new administration, so it was the previous administration, we'll look into it, and we'll get back to you. And by the time they get back to us, a new administration is taking place. For example, I mean, no disrespect to any councilman, but Councilman Epstein was the legal aid lawyer that actually helped us with 640 Riverside Drive, and who signed the name and the deed for us, representing us. So things change, and the recommendation doesn't get put in. And we need to figure out how to get it done before you move out of office.
Great. Thank you. I mean, there are regulatory agreements. There should be a hook, right? So I will dig that up with our team, and thank you for your testimony in terms of today, but also 2019. Thank you.